Hi everyone, Paul from MeModels.co.uk. Welcome to part 13 of the Tamiya 132 F4U Corsair build. What we got today, as you saw last time, we had decaled, we did paint effects using airbrush, fading, bleaching, etc. Post shading. Because of the nature of the paintwork, which is really dark, a lot of that has been lost. You can still see it, but it's not as prominent as it would be on, you know, a lighter aircraft or different paint scheme. So what we're going to do, we're going to add some weathering today. We're going to add a bit of oiled off filtering, give it a clear coat once that's done. Then we'll come back, add a panel wash using oils again, just to give it that nice light overall wash. Then we've got actually I bought the faded blue MIG pigments for the Corsair, so we use a little bit of that on it as well. Antennas on, unmask, job done. We completed today. So we go to the workbench. As you can see, we've got some of the MIG 502 oils in various colours. We've got engine grease, German grey highlight, faded grey, black and faded navy blue. As you can see, I put a bit of tissue. Got a couple of brushes. We've got a very small one, I think it's a 10-0 it is, and a flat one as well. What we're going to do, I'm just going to grab something else which I completely forgot about. We're going to put random dots of the colours all over the upper fuselage and probably some of the lower as well, but it's a white under there so we don't want a dark colour. We'll then come back with mineral spirits, which is where I was just getting. So you can get this from any artist store, or you can get it from the likes of, again, the 502. It's odourless turpentine. Bottle like this, which I think is 100ml. Yeah, 100ml. I think they're between £5 and £10. Go to the likes of Hobbycraft, etc. You can buy a huge bottle for 25 quid. A lot cheaper way of doing it. Like I said, I've got it in one of our bottles here. So I'm going to pop some of that in a cup. Put that to one side for a little bit. Like I say, we've got all the colours there. They're all out on a bit of tissue. What this tissue will do is absorb any excess oil in the paint. We come back with our paintbrush. Make sure it's supple. I'm going to pick a very small part. So we're going to do this rear tail section here. And all we're going to do is grab a single piece of the colour, as you can see me doing there, and we're going to add random dabs of the colour in no specific order, just anywhere and everywhere we can. Wipe it off, come back with the other colour, which is the other blue, and we're just going to plop them in randomly, trying to get an even mix everywhere, but not, you know, deliberate. Then what we'll do, we'll come back, stump all the colours, and that'll mix them all together and give a beautiful weathered effect on the upper surfaces. Now, this is a technique used in armour. Quite common. I've been using it for a while. Plenty of other people have as well. And it seems to it's definitely gained a bit more popularity doing it on aircraft. Our black wash there seems a little bit gunky. You guys can see there as well, which is good. And again, it's just splatter them everywhere. You don't have to do it with a stick. I do like to put quite a lot on. I always have, even on armour. In this case, random patterns everywhere, in amongst all the different colours. And this will give us our beautiful shade. Once we're done. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. I was sent a present today by one of ISM's members. He didn't tell us what he was sending us, but he randomly sent a few of us these, and they're actually Mexican jumping beans. And as you can see, if you're watching for a second, they move around all on their own. Because there's actually I think it's a beetle larva or pupae in there, and it causes the bean to jump about everywhere. I only got them this morning. Very, very strange, and I got them in a crisp tin lid, Pringles lid, and they're just rock and rolling all around. So it'll be on my desk. I moved them out of the way, but you can still hear them over there. So whether they're going to make a prominent feature in a lot more of my videos, I don't know, but they are great. Thanks for that, Ant. Appreciate it, mate. Very strange, but I really do like them. They are so cool. So like I say, we're going to do this to the entire aircraft. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. But there I go, I'll try my best to keep you in shot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the camera back a little bit. Very unprofessional of me. All we're going to do, we're going to get the paintbrush in the mineral spirits. We're going to pop it in. We're going to drag the excess off on the side of the pot. Then we're going to come in and we're going to stump the oils like so, backwards in the direction of airflow. Now we're not trying to brush the paint in, we're not trying to brush it all off, we're just trying to dilute it and stump it back onto all the paint. Now be careful when you get to the back because you start flicking it off the aircraft. There we go. But as you can see there, you've got multiple tones of colours. So in the cup again with the mineral spirits, come back and we just go longer strokes now. You're still in shot. In fact, I can do it while watching the monitor, which is quite good. Like I say, get across, wipe off your brush on the paper. Now what I'm doing here, I'm going to hold the aircraft and show you. I'm just dipping it in. You can see on the back I've got a bit of oil. We're getting most of the mineral spirits off the brush. And again, as you can see, each time we go over, it gets more and more diluted. It is quite time consuming doing this. As you can see, we're starting to really lose that colour. Again in the mineral spirits. Try not to knock it over like I just nearly did. And again, stump it back. Like so. Now at the end you'll see you've got all the colours mixed. You can barely see those now. And we're just going to come back with the brush, the dry brush, and start soaking up some of the excess oil. You do this as many times as you want. Just bear in mind, if you don't put a clear coat between coats, every time you put the mineral spirit on, you're removing some of the oil. In this case, let this dry for a couple of days before you go to your next effect. Then you can clear coat it and then move on with the rest of your weapon. Now it might look like there's nothing there. When that dries, there'll be all sorts of various tones all over that paintwork, and it'll look really well used. It'll just look absolutely well worn paintwork. And what we'll do, I'm going to let that dry now. I'll continue with the rest of the aircraft, which I'm going to actually do on a live hangout in a minute. So if anyone sees that, they'll see me doing it. This will be also recorded to my YouTube channel, Pull at ISM. I'm going to do this now. It's going to take a few hours to do everywhere. We'll come back once it's been done and once it's been clear coated in a gloss clear, ready for the next step, which is a wash, a panel line wash. So I'll see you guys in a couple of days. I'll see you soon. Okay, so our oil DOF filters all done. Done the entire aircraft, top and bottom. I'll show you in a second on the overhead. Then come in, clear coat it with some aqua gloss, and we're now ready for our panel line wash. Now, like I say, we've done the oil DOF fading all over. Quite hard to see. This colour really is a pick on camera, but you can see the white faded effects are streaking back. Ignore this side of the tail because it comes out in a minute. You can see it on the tail. You can see it on this wing. There's a lot of streaking effects. Quite hard to pick up. The colour really doesn't show well on camera at all. You see it underneath. We've got it on the white underbelly, the tail, on the lighter blue. So we've got various shades, streaking effects, all in the direction of airflow that will all help to give that worn, faded look to the paintwork. Obviously, got all these beautiful rivet lines and panel lines to fill in. There's a bit of a quandary what to do because I thought one of the UMP washes might have been a bit too light, so I was looking at oil. But everywhere I looked for this colour was showing a wash very similar to the Ultimate Modelling Wash concrete. So I thought I'll try a small section, which is the bit I just told you to ignore, on the tail, which is here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, sorry for the wobbly camera. And as you can see, I popped it on, let it dry. As you can see, it's accentuated all those beautiful rivet lines panel lines, any detail, and give a nice worn effect like here. This can be taken off more later, depends on what you want, but it gives a good rendition of a lot of wear and tear on moving surfaces, so more than happy with that. So what we're going to do, we're going to coat the entire upper surfaces with the concrete. Now the lower surfaces, I'm not too sure about the white, whether to use the concrete on it or not, because I don't think it'll show very well. So I don't know if to go with like dark dirt on that. I think I'll play that one by ear. We'll try a small section in the concrete and we'll see what it looks like. But for now, we're going to go with the entire aircraft in the concrete. So this is the wash, Ultimate Modeling Weathering Wash. It's the concrete colour. As you can see with the tail, it looks a perfect colour for this. So I'm going to use this all over. Clay-based wash, best way to use it. Give it a hell of a good shake. It does frother up quite a lot. I find shaking it normally, banging on the hands, gets all that sediment at the bottom, because it is clay based, so it does settle. Then decant it into a smaller cup or pot, just so that anything you use, if there's anything on your brush or what have you, you don't go and contaminate the rest of your wash bottle. As you can see, nice light grey colour, big thick brush, and it's a case of systematically, yet again, same as the oil wash, going all over the aircraft, covering every bit. If you get any runs, catch them before they go everywhere. Obviously we're glossed, so anything excess will come off. Make sure you do it on a gloss coat. Do not do it on a matte coat unless you want it to stick and not come off, because it will stick and you'll probably only get about 10% of it back off. So it can be used as a weathering effect that way, no problem at all. But bear in mind, like now, if you want to get this wash back off the way it's supposed to work, which is put it on like this, let it dry, come back to it, wipe it off with a damp cloth or tissue, that's not going to work unless it's on a matte clear coat, a gloss coat. So this was cleared yesterday with Alclad Aqua Gloss. Left to dry overnight, and it's probably been, yeah, it's been 24 hours now or so. So it's just a case of all around the aircraft, not being stingy with the wash. We really are getting it on, collecting all those panel lines, rivet lines, any detail, just get it everywhere we can. Don't forget the wing edges, the leading edges, and the trailing edges and the wing tips themselves. If you get a little bit excess, you can come back, take it off your own. Just make sure everywhere you want the wash to take effect is covered, and that's what you end up with. It's a case of let that dry, which should take half an hour to an hour depending on just how thick you put it on. Once it's dry, we'll come back and I'll show it being removed, but I'm just going to get that leading edge there, and then we'll show a little bit on the fuselage. Then I'll go off camera, do it all, and we'll come back once it's all dry. So this is a real good wash, and we've got a little bit on the white there so we can see that effect in a bit. This is going to add a really nice weathering effect to the aircraft. Obviously on your canopy as well, don't put it on too thick around the canopy, just thick enough to get where you want the detail, because all you're going to do is see through the canopy. That's not really great. Not to do any harm, because it is just water based, this stuff. There's nothing harmful in here at all. So try and contain those runs if we can. Like I say, it's just a case systematically all around the aircraft, showing every panel line, every rivet has got some washing. And once it's dry, we can take it off and we're left with that beautiful effect we got on our tail there. So I'll carry on, get all this done. We'll come back probably about an hour or so once it's all dried, and we'll have a look what it looks like when we start taking it off. Okay, there we go. So an hour later, we're done. It's at this point you normally start thinking, oh my god, what have I done? But the wash is all dried, ready to be removed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show it removed on one of the wings, and then I'll carry on doing the rest of it off camera, and we'll come back and see what it looks like when it's done. Basically because it's just boring as hell to watch me do this. So I'm going to pull the water on my workbench, on my my cutting mat. Obviously you don't want it too wet, so just moisten it, a little bit of water, and it's a case of going in the direction of airflow, which is obviously backwards, and we're just taking it off as we sing. So what you're going to get different layers and all the different recesses, the different panel lines. It's going to accumulate differently in all different places. You're going to have to change cloths or tissue quite frequently because it's just going to get absolutely clogged with the wash. So it's just a case of changing frequently just till you get the effect you want, which for me is just like we got here. You can see it all on the rivet lines, but we haven't got a massive it everywhere else. So it is literally a case of systematically going around. It's going to take you quite a while. I find it's best to remove the majority of it first, like so. How much you leave in these rear sections is completely down to your personal choice. But like I said, I like to get the majority off, turn the cloth over, dampen it again, and come in a little bit harder this time, just to take off the rest of what's there. Now again, this you could take it off completely, so you're just left with it in the rivets, in the panel lines, like we've got there, as you can see on the front, or you can leave a little bit there and streak it to add to the weathering effects. Now I'm not a fan of overly weathered aircraft. I prefer them subtly weathered, and for me this is going to be quite heavily weathered for my usual standards. But I'll just show you the kind of effect I'm after, and then like I say, I'll carry on around the rest of the aircraft and we'll see what's what. Now the beauty of it is you can stop, let it dry again, and if you think it needs a bit more off, just reactivate it, re-wet it, come back, take a bit more off. And that's the beauty of the UMP washers. Now to me it looks a bit heavy on the wings. I want it like it is on the tail. If you can see that there, if I can get that to focus for you. So to me, I'm going to keep working on it until I'm happy with the level that's on there, and then do the rest of the aircraft. So I'll carry on with this and we'll come back in a little bit when it's done. Okay, we're back guys. Corsair's taken a little bit of a leap, done a little bit of work off camera, basically just because it was going to be quite boring for you guys to watch. So off camera we've added the antenna. If I pick it up and show you, we've got the antenna at the front here. This, I chose the C variant for the decals, and that only has the shorter front one. We've added easy line rigging up the back to the tail. This comes back down to the attachment just behind the canopy. That was super glued on. We've added chipping, as you can see, over the fuselage, over the front cowlings, etc. Up the sides. On the canopy, we've unmasked the canopy, which was flawless, as you can see. Beautiful sheen off that. It wasn't dipped, just straight out of the kit. We've got the stand on, we chipped the propeller, that's been decaled, attached, and the engine is all underneath there, and I'll whip that off in a second and show you. Underneath, there's one thing I've forgotten to do. I haven't painted the exhausts, completely forgot, and I need to add some exhaust streaks underneath as well. I need to get this done tonight. This is Friday night, 10 o'clock. My girlfriend goes into hospital tomorrow to have our baby. She's going to be induced to start the ball rolling. So I want to get this finished, and I've been working on it today to get it finished, so we're here now. So what I'll do, obviously I can't show you properly now because of the size of the thing, doesn't fit in any cameras, as you can see by the overhead. It's quite hard to show. So what I'll do is I'll take some good quality shots and I'll add them to the end of the video so you guys can see it, and I'll also send e-models some pictures to put up on their site, so you'll probably see the pictures before the video, to be honest, and that's that. So thoroughly enjoyed the build. It's been an epic journey. It's taken me just over a year to build, 13 video parts. Really has tested my patience at times, but I'm very happy the way it's come out. Looks a stunning, absolute stunning aircraft. It's huge, absolutely huge, and like I say, you can pop off this front cowling. If I just take it off gently, and you can see all the engine underneath. Again, I'll get some good quality pics with for this, a little mini slideshow at the end, and I will send e-models off some pics too, so those guys can see it. But like I say, thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a cracking build. It's a beautiful kit. Certainly one of the best kits I've ever made. You know, if you're thinking about buying it, don't think, just go and get it, because it's absolutely stunning. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I've done off camera. I can't think, to be honest. As you can see, the wash has just absolutely popped the whole surface everywhere All the rivets are showing through beautifully, all the panel lines, just absolutely stunning. And it really is an absolute work of art, the kit. It really is beautiful, and I'm very happy. So like I say, that's the end of this series. I'll add some pictures to the end of it, and you can see it in all its glory, and I'll send some pictures off to E-Models when I get some decent shots, so you can see it on there. One last thing before I go, this will be my last ever video for E-Models. I won't be making any more. Time constraints and whatnot put a bit of a strain on videos and what have you, so like I say, you won't be seeing any more from me on E-Models channel. They've got other guys building for them, so you've still got plenty of videos to look at. And if you want to see builds of mine and videos of mine, come over to the International Scale Modeler site. I'm on our YouTube channel. I've got a video build of Great War Hobbies F15 ongoing on there. Once that's built, I do plan on doing a modern armour vehicle, like maybe Trumpeter's T90, something like that. Like I say, I'll still be building on that because it's my channel. And that's it. So all I can say, guys, is thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for all your kind comments. Thanks for following the build. And hopefully I'll see you over on ISM's channel. So I won't see you next time, but I'll see you over on ISM. So thanks a lot, guys. Paul from eModels.co.uk for the last time. Catch you guys later, and I'll see you around.